Hello and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I just wanted to give a 3-month post-op update on life with my J pouch. So it's been about almost 3.5 months since I had my J pouch surgery. So this video is coming a little later than I had anticipated, but I wanted to give you an update on what I've experienced so far in this 3rd month. So I saw my GI doctor for my checkup. He wanted to see me after I had had my J pouch surgery, and then I had another post-op check with my surgeon just a few weeks ago. My GI recommends a high fiber diet. He thinks it will help because now that I don't have my large intestines, my small intestines are trying to do the job of the large intestines, which he said eventually it will start to absorb water, which is what your large intestines does. But a high fiber diet is supposed to help because I am at risk of something called SIBO, which is small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. I've actually had SIBO before, back when I had my colon. I can't remember the symptoms. I think I was having a lot of gas and bloating, and so we did a test where you take this prescription medicine. It's like a syrupy, sweet drink, and you have to drink it so much before the test, and then the test is a breath test, and they come and measure your breath every so often until the peak, something about the peak goes down or something like that, and that's when it's telling you you have it or not. So I ended up having it. I believe I took 2 different antibiotics to treat it, but apparently he said that I'm at a higher risk of getting it with my current situation. So I believe the high fiber diet is supposed to help with all of that, help with the gut bacteria going on, because I'm missing some of the gut bacteria now that I don't have my large intestines. So I got a list from my GI on healthy high fiber foods, as well as supplements that help as well to get the recommended dosage as far as like how many grams of fiber I'm supposed to get a day. I'm definitely not hitting that. I'm trying my best to slowly work up to it, but I think maybe starting next month, I'm gonna try to just meal prep and figure out how much I can get in a day by working ahead and prepping what I can. My GI also recommended Kegel exercises to help prevent accidents. I've been lucky. I haven't really had leaks or accidents. Last week I did for the first time have 2 accidents in a row at nighttime. I think though it was related to gas. I have been pretty gassy, and I just have a feeling that, you know, when you're asleep, your body kind of relaxes. I think my body let some gas out and some liquid came out. It wasn't really bad. It was just I woke up and I was like, oh, it's kind of wet. So that happened 2 nights in a row. It hasn't happened since then, but I do know that I need to start doing those exercises just to help strengthen the muscles down there. And I need to start doing that very soon. As I was saying, I have been experiencing some bad gas. It's kind of off and on. I honestly don't really know what foods are triggering it, but I've been taking Gas-X and that seems to help. The only problem is when I have gas, I have to let it out on the toilet. I unfortunately cannot pass it not sitting on the toilet because output comes out. Or, you know, even a little bit will come out. So I need to make sure I'm on the toilet. So this kind of affects when I'm going to the bathroom. So some days I may feel like I'm going to the bathroom a lot more because I have gas and I'm just sitting on the toilet to let the gas out, but I'm still having some output come out. So in my mind, I'm going to the bathroom even though I'm just really there for letting gas out. I'm still going about 8 times a day, which is honestly not bad. The times I notice it is when I have gas, because more times than not, I'm going to the bathroom when I need to pee. So I'm also, you know, releasing, emptying my J pouch. When I have gas, you know, my tummy gets bloated and I have to go sit on the toilet. So I become more aware of how many times I'm going to the bathroom when I'm having to let gas out. But for the most part, it's still not bad. 8 times a day. My GI said we're close to the goal that they usually say for people with J pouches. I think he said 6 is kind of the average. I'll be honest, when I had my ostomy bag, I probably emptied 10 times a day. So in my mind, it's a little bit better. It's just not, you know, not as bad. But yeah, with the gas, I've been taking Gas X. That seems to help. My GI had said that activated charcoal is another thing that you can use for gas. However, it turns your output black. And I have actually used it before. Back when I had my colon, I took activated charcoal and it does turn your stool black. So when you wipe, don't freak out when you see black. But I'm just gonna do the Gas X. We're just gonna do that because I don't know that I want to go through that again. But yeah, overall, we're doing pretty good. Something extra exciting. Right the week that I was gonna hit my 3-month post-op, I was able to stop covering my incision site. So this is currently what my incision looks like. It's very pink. Eventually it will look like this scar, very light, but yeah, it's pretty exciting. So this is where my stoma used to live for 3 years. So I will say, when I stopped covering it, when I noticed that it was no longer, there was nothing coming on the gauze, for several days, my shirt touching that area, very tender. It felt very weird, and then just having it just brushing against it, it was kind of uncomfortable because of how tender that area was. And then I think it was a couple days after, like, my pants were below it, but they were, I don't know if it was because I was walking a lot at work, but it kind of rubbed like a little bit of a red spot underneath that area. It went away. It didn't last long, but it was almost like it was rubbing like a little raw spot. But clearly it looks great. It's not as tender. It's still kind of tender around it. I am putting some vitamin E oil on the area because it's kind of dry, and that's something that my surgeon had recommended back with my big scar that you just saw. When that had healed and it was no longer like needing to cover it kind of thing, I was putting vitamin E oil on that because it was itchy and dry and kind of peeling with dry skin, and that's kind of what's going on with my incision site. It's not itchy, but it is dry, so I'm putting some vitamin E oil on it now that it's fully closed to help with just that skin. But yeah, it's pretty exciting. Like I said, it's still tender around it, but like my shirt touching it does not bother me anymore. I'm not as aware of it as I was when I stopped covering it, because when you think about it, that area has not been exposed in 3 years because my bag covered that area. So yeah, that's been like the biggest update that I have for my 3-month post-op. It's really exciting. I look forward to it healing further and starting to lighten up like my other scars. But yeah, I like my scars and the stories that they tell. I hope this video is helpful, especially if you are going through J-pouch surgery, you're getting your ileostomy reversed. Like I've said in other videos, everybody's different, and this is just my experience with it. But I hope that it just brings some information on kind of what I'm experiencing. Like I said, everybody's body is different, but there's also not a lot of information out there. So I hope this is helpful for you, and that maybe it's not so scary going through with this surgery. So until next time, I'll keep doing these updates as long as there's things to tell. But until next time, I will see you in the next video. Bye.